Now here a parent who asks, our nonverbal 4-year-old son started hitting people and himself and laughing. We thought he was just testing us, but it has gotten worse over the past few months, and we don't know how to make him understand that he can't do this. 4-year-old kid, frustrated, I think, because he can't speak, and he's hitting people and himself. And I thought, when I heard this question, that kids who can't speak and who's smart enough to understand certain things, I've told parents this so many times, your kid should be screaming and having a tantrum and hitting because it must be incredibly frustrating. So I don't understand why I don't see more of this, because internally, the child, 4 years old, must be just blowing up inside, that he can't communicate the things in his mind that he probably understands. So the question is, how do we get this child to talk? The question isn't, from my point of view, how to get the kid to talk. It's not, how do we calm him down? Do we reinforce nice behavior? Do we play music? Do we try to calm him? Yes, I know the parent does all of that because there's an immediate need. But from my point of view, we have to get this child to talk. Now let me just say this, that if we could get the child to start talking using real language, something else happens in the mind, that real understanding of a situation fills in, and the language becomes so exciting. You can imagine a nonverbal kid starting to communicate. It becomes so exciting, there's no room for this kind of perseverative or obsessive or negative behavior. At least that's how I see it. So how do we get this child to start talking? We want to put this child in a context that he has the need to talk. So one thing that I did, I have a plant here with a can of watering can, and I remember this little girl about the same age would come in and likes watering the plant. So I deliberately had no water in it. And she took the can, and I said, well, water the plant, and she was kind of baffled. She stood there for a few seconds and said, empty, which was, to me, was fascinating because it came from within her. It's not one of the first words you teach a kid. It's not on the first 100 words of what the kid usually says, but it's a word that came from within herself. It surfaced in her mind, and it was a breakthrough. At the time, it was a real breakthrough. When you put kids in situations where they need to talk, they need to communicate, it made sense to communicate, very often they rise to the occasion and language starts to appear.